On this show, we tend to concern ourselves with the little things, which of course means we usually completely neglect the big things. We should probably neglect the little things, too.
Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt. How you doing?
Very well, very well.
Very nice. Very good. Very great. First question, Vinnie, right out the gate. What's up with cucumbers on pizza? Is it a crime?
I don't think it's a crime at all. You put whatever you want on a pizza. If you want cucumbers on there, put some cucumbers on there.
Have you ever had cucumbers on a pizza?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah.
I actually, have you had anchovies?
No.
I tried it once. I went to a fancy swinging DC joint for pizza, and we were in a group, and somebody got anchovies. I didn't want to say no, I don't want any. And I didn't care for it. I don't see why people recoil in horror when there's anchovies put on a pizza, but not for me.
Well, the whole deal with cucumbers is I think they would kind of shrink up, like shrivel and dry up.
Yeah, you wouldn't get any of the flavor. If anything, cook the pizza and then throw the cucumbers on at the end cold for like garnish, I guess.
I think that's an excellent idea, sir.
Let's start a place.
I love my veggies on my pizza, but haven't done the cucumbers yet.
If I'm by myself and I get my choice of pizza, I don't have to submit to anybody else's pizza requests. I'll either do a Hawaiian.
Oh, God.
Or any type of... Shut up.
You don't put pineapple on a pizza. I'm sorry.
Get out of here. Or I like when they have like a barbecue chicken or a buffalo chicken pizza. Oh. Those are always fun to try, although they're hit or miss depending on the place you go to.
All right, we're friends again. Let's move on to a little Seinfeld news.
Hey, I got news for you.
Great news. All right, I got news. You ready?
Now, Vinny, these aren't breaking headlines here, but I thought we could talk about them at the top. First up, this great video came out from Break Originals on YouTube. They put Bernie Sanders' head on George Costanza from several scenes on Seinfeld, mainly the earlier episodes. And I got to say, I found it very funny. We can maybe play a clip here.
I think there is a vast majority in this country who want to do the right thing. And I intend to lead the country.
Hey, what do you think?
Hey, I love a good caper.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? A caper.
So maybe not laugh out loud funny, but it's just really clever how they take these little, sound bites and they fit them into regular Seinfeld conversations.
You actually just shared me on this video, so I just saw it. And it's so amusing that they can take Bernie Sanders' head, superimpose it on George's body, but George Costanza's still doing all of these hand motions, and he's, conveying lots of, excitement to the gang, whether it's in Jerry's apartment or at the diner. They even have a scene where he's on the phone and he's talking to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
But it fits so well in the Seinfeld realm, and then you see, Kramer's reaction to it.
These videos crop up every once in a while. Someone does something funny or creative with a clip from Seinfeld, and I don't always watch them. But this one was really trending, and I gave it a shot. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. We'll include a link in our show notes. Something I'm very excited to bring up, though, this just blew my mind, is a Seinfeld poster created by the fine folks at popchartlab.com. This is called a chart about nothing, or the connected characters of Seinfeld. I'm looking at it right now. You've maybe got, 200 characters on this poster. You've got like a little cartoon version of Jerry, Elaine, George, Kramer, Estelle, Frank, Morty, Helen, but it goes even further down to characters like Audrey from The Nose Job, or who else is on here?
I see Alan, the bad breaker upper who got stabbed in the head with a fork.
I see Cedric and Bob, the street toughs.
Are they in a circle together?
No.
Oh, okay, that would have been cute. What I love, George Steinbrenner's in it. You see the back of his head. It's the attention to detail. Yuri Testikov I'm looking at. Peggy. Different Peggy. But the attention to detail on this poster is incredible. And within each circle, you see a character's face. You see a little, like, it almost looks like a video game kind of player health icon. But within that, you see which character in the show they're connected to. So, for instance, Peggy is related to Jay Peterman and Elaine.
Right. And actually, I'm looking at the description on the website here. It's 250 characters. I'll just read the little write-up here. Cataloging a cast of nearly 250 close talkers, anti-dentites, mimbos, and more, from recurring players like Newman and Jackie Childs to memorable one-offs like the Mandelbaums and Manhands, the sprawling, sponge-worthy schematic sorts the sitcom subjects by frequency of appearance and then maps each character's connections to Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and yada, yada, yada. Those little health icons you were talking about, they're cataloged into a romantic relationship, antagonistic relationship, professional relationship, friend, or family.
Oh, they're color coordinated.
Yeah, look at that. This poster, isn't it just a thing of beauty?
It really is.
I love this. They're selling it for $35 on Pop Chart Lab, which might seem a bit steep, but it's really a work of art. And for something this original, I'd be happy to pay that much.
Yeah,
for it. But yeah, this poster is just insane. We'll include a link in our show notes here if you guys want to check out all of the characters up close. Newman, no, Vinny, it's time to open up Newman's mailbag. So, Vinny, you remember this segment. We're going to go over a few emails here about last week's episode, what was it again? The Chinese woman. That's it. That's the ticket.
The Chinese woman.
First email comes from Dennis Facer from Australia. Thanks a lot, Dennis, for writing in, and thanks for letting us know where you're from. If anyone in the future sends us an email, please just include, city or country where you're from.
Isn't that incredible? We have listeners not only from the U.S. but all over the world listening.
Oh yeah,
that's mind blown. Yeah. Literally,
it always blows my mind when Seinfeld, the humor stretches outside of our borders, but also people are willing to listen to us. That's
that even more so. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Australia, just so you know, Vinny, I think outside of America, most of our listeners come from Australia, which is funny. I guess Seinfeld is really big there. Very big, very big. Anyways, Dennis writes, you were wondering whether Elaine was responsible for any deaths on the series. Do you remember we were talking about that, Vinny?
Yes, I do.
You got Kramer with Marty Benson and poor little Pincus. And we couldn't think of, is Elaine responsible for anyone? Almost Noreen. But Dennis writes and says, I put it to you that she was responsible for Russell Dalrymple's death when he died during the Greenpeace raid at sea.
It takes a big man to admit his mistakes, and we are that big man right now.
Yes, we are.
I did not even think of that, and I totally agree with Dennis that she was the cause for what drove him overboard.
Yes.
She's very charming.
I don't think there's blood on her hands, but she's mostly responsible.
And we don't see, we've never seen a death certificate or a tombstone, but that page floating in the water, the script of the Seinfeld pilot, is pretty much, we can assume that Russell Dalrymple sleeps with the fishes.
Oh yeah, he's a goner. So good on you, Dennis. Nice call on Russell Dalrymple. Next email comes from Keel Curtis, writing in, with Noreen going AWOL from the Army and Kramer having a military discharge from the military, would it be possible for them to have met while in the military? Kramer said he always had a thing for her.
I really like that. However, we don't know when Noreen was in the military. We know Kramer was long ago.
Yeah, I think you and I are on the same page here. Kramer, I assumed, was in the military back in probably the 70s.
It had to be at least 10 years prior, right? I mean, from the start of the series, he had been living in the building. You haven't been out of the building in 10 years. Mm-hmm. So yeah, 70s, 80s, perhaps. We don't know when Noreen was in the military, but I do like that. Worlds colliding, paths crossing in that realm.
I don't think they met in the military, but it definitely seems like a way that they could connect, and Kramer could have some influence over her since they have a similar past.
Mm-hmm.
So nice work there, Keel. Next up comes...
How come, why don't, do you think Kramer and Frank ever discussed, they kind of swapped their war stories of being in the military?
Yeah. We still don't know what Kramer's military experience was. He could have just been there for like a week, right?
Or he was in like the Coast Guard Reserves, maybe.
Right.
We don't know. Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that would like fall asleep on the watch or, I don't know, he'd fall or something.
He'd ruin the whole thing.
Yes. Next email comes in from Christian Plouts on the subject of the never again mentioned Noreen pregnancy. This is really big, Vinny, and it's still sticking in my craw. I have a theory. Since we know that Elaine has some type of Svengali, or is it
Svengali?
Svengali, right?
No, it's we butchered that, but
control over Noreen, and since we know Elaine is extremely pro-choice, it could stand to reason that Elaine advised Noreen to have an abortion. This particular episode, the Chinese woman, has dark moments, 2 suicide attempts. We mentioned those, Vinny, of course. And this would align with those themes. Further credence would be provided by the fact that the very next episode, Vinny, this week's episode, where the subject is covered in great detail, perhaps this is weighing heavily on Elaine's mind due to this advice, which was recently taken by Noreen, and why she is bringing it up while out to dinner with Jerry. This could also serve as some background motivation for Kramer's argument with Poppie. So, Christian, I think you and most of our listeners are all on the same page here, right? I mean, while they never mention Noreen or the pregnancy, abortion is really the topic.
hold on 1 second. Back it up. Beep, 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 beep.
Tractor story.
We're gonna
Sorry.
How's it going? We're going to see a scene where Elaine says, I have this friend who got impregnated by her troglodytic half-brother, right?
Whoa.
Hold on. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. You're very quick to dismiss. Don't dismiss. Noreen's the friend, and as we're going to learn, the word troglodyte essentially means cave dweller. Kramer has been known to be a hermit within his building, and as I said earlier, you haven't left the building in 10 years. We don't know if they're related in any way, half-brother type deal, but perhaps Kramer is the troglodyte, Noreen's the friend.
I think you're 100% on the money, bullseye. You got it.
Give it to me.
I think I'm just so frustrated with the fact that they never bring up directly Noreen or Kramer impregnating a woman ever again, that I'm so desperate to, kind of tie up this loose end. And
she's the friend.
This is perfect, Vinny. I think you and Christian, and again, I'm sure a lot of our listeners are all on the same page here, that not only thematically are we, taking the conversation one step forward, going from unwanted pregnancy to abortion, but it ties in with Elaine's comments to Carl. So yeah, I love this. So we can assume, I think, it's safe to assume that Elaine convinced Noreen, or Noreen decided to have an abortion on her own and Elaine found out about it.
I don't want to say convinced, I'll say supported. She was there for her.
Good point.
That's the Elaine I know.
Nice work, Christian. I love the theory you have there, and Vinny, you have a solid one yourself.
He's digging deep. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Last email here comes from Eden Avery on Facebook. This doesn't relate to the Chinese woman or the this week's episode. Instead, she's just wondering what the Seinfeld trivia schedule will be for June. We don't have that up yet. We only have May up. You can check out our show notes for all of the May Seinfeld dates if you want to play some trivia. June will probably be up in, probably in the last week of May. June! There it is. Getting to the other part of her message here, though, I will be visiting New York City for the first time to see Jerry at the Beacon Theater, which is insane. Totally forgot he was performing there. And I'm hoping to get as much Seinfeld-related things in as possible. Any suggestions for Seinfeld musts in New York City?
First of all, I'm a little offended that Eden didn't invite us to go see Jerry with her, but that's a different story altogether. I love that she's coming to New York to see him and then wants to take in as much Seinfeld as possible. First things first, she's got to go to Tom's Restaurant and have a Broadway shake.
Yeah, that's on 112th and Broadway.
That's in Columbia?
Or it's at Columbia College, like right on the southern tip.
Got to get a picture outside with the facade, with the restaurant, and you can cut off Tom's if you want, or leave it in, or do both. But that's the first thing you got to do. Matt?
Westway Diner is something that a lot of people don't frequent, I think, on Seinfeld tours, but I think it's important because it's where Larry and Jerry really conceived of the show. It's really their Tom's Restaurant.
Yeah.
That's on, I want to say, 9th Ave and like 44th, 45th. I was actually just there a week ago.
Oh.
Did I tell you that?
No.
Liz and I took a red eye from New Mexico, and we got to the city like really early, and we're like, let's go grab some breakfast. And we went there, and yeah, it was nice. I had the short stack, which is very nice. And what's funny too? When we arrived, there were all of these young women lined up around the block, right in front of the restaurant.
Okay.
And I don't know how to put this, so I'm just going to say it. They were all really like overweight, really round. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's going on here? And we found out they were casting for Hairspray. The new, I don't know if it's Fox or NBC. They were casting on that block, and all of these girls were lined up to audition for the main character. Apparently, they want to go with an unknown.
Oh, cool.
So
I like when they do that.
So anyways,
okay.
Westway Diner. That's a big one.
There's the, I don't know if Kenny Kramer's still doing his reality tour. That's always fun.
He is. I don't think he'll ever stop.
Okay. Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Kramer's reality tour. We'll include a link in our show notes for that.
I remember when we found out that the Soup Nazi was an actual vendor of soup in New York. We went to what's the actual name of it?
It's called the Soup Man.
The Soup Man. He has a restaurant chain, various locations in New York. So we went there and had some soup.
Yeah, we hit up the one down at like St. Mark's area, but the original is on 55th and 8th Ave. That's the one that everyone stood in line for. Yeah. Around the corner from David Letterman at the time. So you can check that out.
And you also took me to a movie theater, and I think because it was the same, or was it Chinese food? Was it the location of Hunan on 5th or whatever?
Hunan on 5th closed, I think, back in the 90s or early 2000s, and I was really bummed. I think we just got Chinese food elsewhere.
Okay.
But pop into like a deli or something, get a black and white cookie.
Exactly.
There's some candy that is sold in New York that I couldn't buy back in Indiana growing up. Like we didn't have Clark bars or Chunkies or
$100,000 ball.
Chuckles, yeah, all that stuff. It's a real shame Eden wasn't here last year because in June they had the Hulu apartment exhibit. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky and something will pop up in June. We'll definitely let you know, Eden, and the rest of our listeners know as well. Vinny, I think that does it for our Newman's Mailbag segment. Let's move on to a little plugola of the week here. First up is a Twitter page called Tweets About Nothing. It's run by one of our listeners, Stephen Campbell. He told us that he's sharing any events in his real life that are similar to a Seinfeld episode, which I think is a pretty clever idea because, who amongst us hasn't had a Seinfeld-related incident in their life?
I believe they call that having a Seinfeld moment.
Yes, absolutely. So Tweets About Nothing will include the website, the link in our show notes. Also wanted to give a shout out to another listener, Fox Sterling, who has one of the best names. Fox.
Sounds like a secret agent of some sort.
Well, he's not a secret agent. He's actually a writer. He just wrote and published a book called Death Comes for Us All. Just wanted to give him a little shout out. He's a frequent contributor to our Facebook page, Death Comes for Us All. It's on Amazon. We'll include a link in our show notes if anyone would like to check that out. Vinny, if listeners want to send us their thoughts on this week's episode, have a Seinfeld page or website they want plugged, or just want to say hello, how can they do that?
You can email us at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram.
Giddy up. Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We have the 5th episode of Season 6, The Couch, written by Larry David, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired October 27th, 1994.
Well, Vinny, we don't have any trivia really to discuss. I figured something we could maybe mention here, we mentioned it earlier, is, what a big topic that they're addressing this week, abortion. It's mentioned, by name. They do say abortion, but there are these great metaphors. How Seinfeld is so good at talking about something without talking about it. We're just talking,
but we're not talking.
Exactly. It feels like they're going back to their old way of doing things.
Yeah. Rennie Santoni, who plays Poppie, he returns to reprise his role as Poppie in this episode. Even when he read the script, he did not realize that pizza dough was synonymous with this topic of abortion. So even he did not get it right away.
Okay, so my question for you is, did you get the whole cucumbers, like when is a pizza? Did you get that joke at first?
I don't remember because I was a teen back then, and so I was watching it with my parents. I think they may have explained it to me, but I can't say I do not recall.
Yeah, we of course get it now, but there has to have been a time where I did not get it, and I just thought it was a conversation about pizzas for sure.
Knowing your history with the show, I'm assuming you didn't get it on the first run. But like of all, Larry David's strokes of brilliance, this may be his best, or at least one of his best, to come up with this.
It is very clever. I don't think it gets as much love as what's a better conversation
probably the contest.
I don't know. Maybe we're comparing apples and oranges here because this is a controversial topic that's being kind of masked. Whereas with the contest, it was about, we can't say this word, but we know what we're talking about.
This is a polarizing issue where clearly people are divided, left or right, and they managed to do it in a way that it's
pretty funny.
It's funny, but it's not. I mean, characters lean a certain way or another, but the show itself doesn't promote one agenda or the other, right?
Yeah, I would say that the show though leans a little more left in
I would
that
agree
regard,
with that.
just because Elaine is such a progressive, liberal character. She even says, I would never date someone who would be pro life or anti-choice, whatever you want to call it,
or smoking.
It's interesting. Seinfeld really doesn't get political, and it's a shame. I really wish they did more often. Not necessarily take sides, but found clever ways to address such polarizing issues. Do you like the political issues though on Seinfeld? There's not many of them, but when they do come up like this, do you like it?
Oh well, this is it's a fun. It's not a fun topic. It's a. This issue in particular is really interesting to watch them tackle. I like stuff like this. If it's just general politics, that I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a politic follower.
Well, I think Seinfeld always does a good job of, being pretty nonpartisan, I think for the most part. But anyways, Vinny, we've got a lot of trivia to discuss in this week's episode. A double dipper closing out her run.
Seemingly, arguably, a double dipper. We'll talk about that.
Also, we've got some storylines, some continuing storylines that go all the way back to season 1. But,
now that I like.
Should we get started?
I'll get it on with your bad self.
Love seat is an interesting little item there. I guess some guy thought, well, if we can't get him to sit closer to us, why not just shorten the furniture? My other favorite furniture brand is the Lazy Boy. It's very flattering to the prospective customer, isn't it? Why don't we just call it the half-conscious deadbeat with no job, home all day, eating Cheetos and watching TV recliner? I mean, it goes back so far, that thing. I mean, go to bed already. It's over. You're wiped.
I can't think of any other comic that would do a bit on the love seat. And that's why Jerry Seinfeld is Jerry Seinfeld. Yes?
Yes. Oh, that was mid-sip there. Did you get that on the mic?
Plus okay. The bloop.
Goop. Yeah, he's great. That would be funny, though, if, whenever you try to argue who's the best comedian, you're like, Jerry Seinfeld. He jokes about a love seat. I mean, that's it.
No, it's just I hear, he's going to tackle the love seat, and in a very funny way.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I love that. It's clean.
It's funny. We actually had love seats in our living room growing up. And there's a line later when Jerry says to Elaine, like, oh, no one can sit on my new couch. That's not the point of it. That's really how my dad treated the love seats because they were so expensive. He's like, no one can sit on them.
It's for show. It's a decorative.
Yeah, so we pretty
seat.
much just stared at them for like 10 years. And then eventually we started sitting on them and they're still in fine condition.
It must have been hell living in that house.
The living room was tough. That was like my dad's room that no one could really go into. But
regarding the Lazy Boy name, I feel like he's almost describing George to a T in The Summer of George.
I didn't even think of that. Great point. That image of him, he has like that side compartment in the Lazy Boy.
He pulls out a root beer, and I think he's got chips all over himself.
Now, is that a joke? Because growing up, I thought some lazy boys came with a fridge. And I'm like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they come that way, or was that a joke for the show to make George seem even more lazy?
That has to be a joke, because where would you put the motor? And
it's got to be it's got to be plugged in and
plug
refrigerated.
it in. Yeah. That would be a mess.
There's another joke from another show where they put like a toilet in the love seat, so you don't have to get up out of your chair.
There's The Simpsons where Homer has the toilet in the chair.
Oh, okay.
Remember? One of my favorite lines, though, from that stand-up is something we quote all the time.
Yeah.
Which is that closing line, "Go to bed already, it's over, you're wiped."
You're wiped. You gotta say it like that.
Whenever we have our late night, I don't know, phone calls or text sessions, one of us says that. Or even when we're visiting and we're up till 2 a.m.
Yep.
Go to bed.
Never fails. Love it.
So first scene of the episode, we're at Thomasville Furniture. Jerry is shopping for a new couch. George is telling him how his new girlfriend got him to join her book club.
I got a feeling I'm going to be much smarter than you pretty soon.
Well, I think that statement alone reflects your burgeoning intelligence. Which is an interesting thing to bring up here, George's intelligence.
Questionable.
Very much so. Especially, there's that classic scene in Curb. Remember when Larry is talking to Jason about the George character? And George says, "Oh yeah, he's an idiot. He's the buffoon." And
the Yutz.
Yeah, and Larry,
fall guy.
Larry gets kind of offended, and it always made me wonder: is George stupid or not? Because when you look back on those early seasons, George does some stupid things. He says some stupid things, but I never really thought of him as an idiot.
Yeah, he's intelligent, yet he makes poor life choices.
Right.
So, but I think he evolves or devolves into this idiot that we kind of know. And here is a prime example of him joining a book club, not being able to read the book, and then, as we'll see later in the episode, has to attempt to watch the movie to get through it.
I wish we did a better job tracking this over our discussions. It's hard because there's just so much to keep track of. You really have to just watch the show and analyze the George character on his own, I think, to really get it. But early on in the show, the ex-girlfriend, remember he has those books with Marlene that he makes Jerry get?
Yes.
So he reads. Now there's a moment in the cafe when George is supposed to be taking the IQ test. And this sort of contradicts itself, but I'm like, oh, he's a smart guy because he's sitting in the bedroom reading The New Yorker.
But he's cheating on an IQ exam.
Test. Yeah, so it kind of cancels itself out. But let's say George...
But then, he's reading a intellectual magazine or publication. That's a pro in his favor, but he's lying about his IQ. He's taken the score to the grave. We don't know what he got. So maybe he is not as smart as he lets on. I guess if you want to kind of track it through the entire show, maybe George was just having lots of sex because in the abstinence, when he finally abstains, all that intelligence comes back. So maybe the more he got with women, help me out here.
Yeah, no, totally. I hear what you're saying. It's maybe George is having more sex, the stupider he gets, which I think totally makes sense and tracks for the most part because George always seems to have a girlfriend.
And he's going toe to toe with Jerry.
Absolutely, it's insane. So I think that's a good enough argument, Vinny, for why George gets more stupid as the show goes on. But it is interesting to compare those early episodes to this one, for example, where he's struggling to read. What book is he reading?
Breakfast at Tiffany's. 90 pages.
90 pages. It's like, come on.
The way the arrogance with the "I'm going to be smarter than you pretty soon" comment, followed by him dismissing 90 pages like it's nothing.
Absolutely. Well, more on this later. Jerry finds a couch and he's sold on it. This is the one. And maybe we should talk about a little deleted scene here because I think it's important to the George character. I'll just set it up real quick. George doesn't like this couch that Jerry is sold on. And, they have terms like, oh, is it comfort cozy or not? But George brings up something interesting here.
Why don't you get velvet? I don't like velvet. I love velvet. I would like to wear velvet. I would like to drape myself in velvet.
You might want to discuss that with a professional counselor.
So that's something, right? The first mention of velvet. I think we brought this up a few weeks ago whether or not George had mentioned it. I think this is the first unofficial mention.
Yeah, would have been the first had it gotten in, but he's always had this adoration for Velvet.
For Velvet, yeah. And I love that since they cut this line out of the episode that Larry or whichever the writer is that winds up using it is like, oh, this is great. We can't let this joke go.
Yeah, this is too good to pass up. And we could probably get a lot of mileage out of this later on. So it would have been nice if he said ensconced, but he does say drape, which is nice.
Of course.
So even I think that phrasing they found that to be a funny phrasing. Like it's got to be draped in velvet.
Yes. Use that word. Say it a lot.
Use it over and over again.
Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Some movers are preparing to move Jerry's old iconic couch, really. You know, it's that long blue couch. They're planning to move it out when Elaine arrives, and she catches the eye of one of the movers. Jerry is very happy to tell her that the new one doesn't fold out, so now no one can sleep over. Elaine is happy to take his old couch. That's typical Elaine, right? One of the moving guys can deliver it for her, too.
Yes, they can.
Now, Vinny, do you remember in a very early episode, Jerry and Elaine had a similar conversation, same setting, about his couch and whether or not Elaine could take it off his hands?
Yeah, I seem to recall them bartering over a price for said couch.
Yeah, this goes all the way back to the robbery in that episode. You've got like Jerry planning to move to that really nice bigger apartment, and they're measuring it, and he's like, "Tell you what, give me $150. It's yours. Get it out of here. I don't want it anymore."
For this couch, $150 for this couch.
Yes. So it's interesting. He was trying to charge her back then. In this week's episode, he's like, he can just take it.
Yeah.
But
who has the energy anymore?
Right.
I really missed the fold-out couch. Did you have one as a kid? I know you had the love seat. Did it fold?
We did, yeah. We had two couches. One of them was a fold-out. And, I remember when we had, guests stay over. Because we had a pretty packed house, as it was. That's where the aunt and uncle would sleep.
Yeah, I always remember it being really exciting when you got to take the cushions off. Because that meant somebody was, friends are sleeping over. It's sleepover night. So I guess with Jerry, if somebody's sleeping over at his place, that's either going to be his parents, they're in town, or he's not getting any, right? So that's why he's anti fold-out couch.
I was a little confused by that comment because who's sleeping over that he doesn't want to sleep over? If it's a girl, obviously they'd be in his bed.
In a perfect world for him.
So is it really just his parents he's talking about here?
His parents, Kramer, or just, yeah.
Yeah. John Paul.
Yes.
Anyways, Kramer arrives and very excited in a way. He feels like he's getting a new couch.
Yeah, so do I.
You remember Poppie?
Oh, you mean from Poppie's restaurant?
Yeah. Anyway, we're going into business together. You remember that idea I had a few years ago about the pizza place where you make your own pizza?
Yeah.
What was that again?
It's a pizza place where you make your own pie. We give you the dough, the sauce, the cheese. You pound it, slap it, you flip it up into the air, you put your toppings on, and you slide it into the oven. That sounds good, huh?
Ooh, I can't wait to get me a fella and make my own pie.
What made you resurrect that old idea?
Well, I happened to be eating at Poppie's when I told him the old idea, and his eyes just lit up. He wants to back it.
I heard Poppy's was good. Let's go.
I'm not going there. Didn't he get busted by the Board of Health?
No, that was in the past, Jerry. As it happens, New York Magazine just judged his kitchen to be one of the cleanest in the city. They got a duck there you think you died and went to heaven.
Ooh, I love duck. Come on.
Yeah, we got to order it 2 days in advance. I'm going to call him. I'm going to order the duck for you.
So there's that callback, Kramer's original idea. I think that's what started Kramerica Industries, was the pizza place where you get to make your own pie.
Yeah, so we have a reference with a couch, somewhat, going back to robbery.
Mm-hmm. And then this pizza reference originally appeared in Male Unbonding in season 1.
Yeah.
And I remember Elaine loved the idea back then. Now she seems to be kind of poking fun at it.
Yeah, did she like it back then? Was she in that scene?
I remember she said, "Oh, that's a great idea."
Right? Is that
And yeah, because Joel Hornick's about to come in. But now she is kind of poking fun. I can't wait to get me a fella and make my own pie.
Great delivery. What I remember about Male Unbonding is when Kramer brings it up, I know George is there, and he's like, You can't have people sticking their hands into a 400-degree oven.
There's the Woody Allen model right there. And was the pizza idea also discussed in the puffy shirt?
I think it gets brought up when they're out to dinner with Leslie.
That's right.
But then I think they're all laughing about it.
Yeah, and he's like, well, that was a good one, Kramer says. That's right.
Yeah, good enough for him to resurrect the idea with Poppie. So this is great. We're getting an old Kramer idea, the first, and we've got the return of Poppie coming up. He's obviously come a long way since last season's The Pie, when he was shut down by the Board of Health.
I would hope he got his act together.
So the moving guys drop off the new couch, and Elaine is, really making cute with one of the movers. She's blushing as she asks, if he could drop off Jerry's old couch at her place. And as she leaves with the movers, do you notice, all smitten, how she says this?
I'll catch you chumps later.
I love that.
We're seeing Elaine flirt a little more now, and she's quite good at it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when she likes a guy, Elaine is very happy. Mm-hmm. Very, very confident.
Does Carl, the moving guy, we haven't really got a sense of his personality yet, but doesn't he look like a David Puddy prototype?
Very much so.
And I think he's a little bit more intelligent than Puddy, hopefully.
Absolutely.
But they seem to be quite similar in their appearance and just kind of the way they present themselves.
Elaine seems to go after two types of guys. We talked about it a lot in those early seasons. Some of the guys are kind of dumpy and I assume are intellectuals.
Looks aren't that important to her.
Of course. But as the series goes on, I think she gets more and more attracted to the, hunkier kind of guys.
Mimbos.
Mimbos, yes. But I got to say, the character Carl, he is one handsome man.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He could drop off my couch.
Okay.
Now, the line when Jerry goes, or actually Elaine says, I don't know, I got to sit on it to see how the couch is going to go. Mm-hmm. And Jerry says, oh, no, I don't want anybody sitting on it. I used that line when I had a couch delivered. It was a lot of fun.
You're like my dad. No one sit on the couch.
But it was just fun to play.
How do you like your new couch, by the way?
Love it. Have you sat? You haven't sat on it yet.
I haven't seen it.
You're gonna. You will.
Last time I visited, we were sitting on lawn chairs.
Yeah, I've come a long way. Mm-hmm. It's funny when I picked out my couch, I was going for a Seinfeld blue. Uh-huh. It ended up being like a greenish, but for me it's as close to the Seinfeld blue as I could get.
Giddy up. You have the L-shaped couch, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The dream is coming true.
So Kramer starts grilling into Jerry after the movers leave. He didn't offer any of the guys something to drink. What kind of person are you?
I don't know. Now that I'm just entering adulthood, I'm 32 years old, finally getting there. I'm getting to experience all of these scenarios that Jerry's in, such as having movers come, drop off furniture. I could not wait to offer that. I had bottles galore coming out in my fridge. And as soon as they cross the threshold, I'm like, you guys want some water? You want some water? And they're dripping sweat, but they're like, no, we're good. I'm like, no, have some water.
My fridge is packed to the gills.
What's such a shanda? So I forcibly made them take the water, but I could not wait to offer them water. So Seinfeld, if anything, taught me this etiquette.
Oh, nice. Have you ever offered a mover beer at all?
No. I mean, this is only the one time with the mover, so
okay.
It was just the water.
Very nice.
Have you offered movers beer?
I have, yeah.
Did they take it?
No. I just always want to appear more cool.
Like you. Maybe that's how you get busted by the Board of Health.
Yeah. Next scene, we're at George's apartment, and I have written here, hey, a milestone. First time we're seeing George's apartment, but technically not true. We see his bedroom in the fix-up.
Oh, with the dinosaur sheets.
Mm-hmm. Also the Good Samaritan when he's in bed with Robin.
Both times when he's with a woman. Mm-hmm. Again, stupid.
So we probably get a building exterior, but this is the first time that we're seeing the living room.
Yeah, which looks more adult. It's funny how his bedroom is like a kid, but then his living room right here looks more classy. And then when he moves into his apartment when he works for the Yankees, that is more childlike with all the baseball posters and, little odd items on the walls and on the shelves and stuff.
Well, I think that is the same apartment. Vinnie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't think he moves again.
Oh, when did he move with the when he pretended to be the tourist? That's later on.
And he never technically moves.
That's true.
He's always there. So there might be an upcoming line where it's like, hey, I just bought a new place. But to my understanding, he's always had the same apartment throughout the series.
He moved out of his parents' house last season.
Oh,
and he
my
was
God.
so excited because it's a make your friends jealous kind of apartment.
You just blew my mind. So the apartment we saw in The Fix Up and The Good Samaritan is not this apartment. So he's had two. There's pre-Costanzas and then there's post-Costanzas.
Yeah.
And now we're post-Costanzas, which is the one we'll see for the rest of the series. So this is a first.
Okay, there you go.
It's similar to Elaine's apartment from last week. Remember, we only get that wall with like a table and a lamp. Nothing.
And now we're going to see like a fridge and a kitchen.
Yeah, eventually they grow.
This scene in particular, though, with George sitting at the chair, like an adult, about to read a book, I don't think I could relate more to George anywhere else in the series than right here. When he's kind of sensing that, I wonder what's on TV. He's kind of checking the TV guide. Then he just decides to pick it up. And he sees something's on that he really wants to watch, and he gives in to temptation, turns on the TV.
Well, it's a whole production. He sits down, he settles in, breathes, gets the book, opens it, and maybe 3 seconds go by.
Yep, his eyes dart to the TV guide. Mm-hmm. And when he does that, when he turns on the TV, you actually hear Larry David laughing in the background, which is always fun.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I don't have a clip of that. So, listeners, you're going to have to check that one on your own. Let's skip to later when we return to George. He finishes his show. He does a little stretch, and he is just about to pick up that Breakfast at Tiffany's book. But when he lifts up, you find out it's a cracked magazine, which is a lovely little twist.
Who's on the cover?
That movie with the girl from The Net.
Called The Bus, right?
Yes, The Bus. That's the one.
The Bus.
Very good. Did you ever read Cracked when you were a kid?
I think there was a Seinfeld cover once that I got.
I think you're thinking of Mad. I bet.
Oh, man.
Cracked was sort of the knockoff of Mad.
Yeah. It was the Mad TV to SNL, right? Kind of thing.
I think Mad TV to SNL is Cracked to Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
But
interesting how that works out.
Yeah, Cracked was interesting. I always bought it if they had a funny movie, parody on the cover. Mm-hmm. But I was more of a Mad Magazine guy for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think this Cracked magazine is a really nice parallel to what I mentioned earlier, George reading that New Yorker in the cafe.
Yeah.
Very similar. This magazine is right in front of their face. Mm-hmm. Anyways, next scene, we're at Poppie's, and Jerry and Elaine arrive. Before they're sat, Elaine tells Jerry what happened when Carl the mover dropped off the couch at her place.
So he puts the couch down, and just as he's about to leave, he says, "Do you date moving men?" Uh-huh. And you want to know what I said?
I can't wait.
I do now.
Clever.
Oh, is that something? Is that something? And Jerry's attitude here, you're something.
Yes.
How would you describe that? It's not condescension, but what is he... He's not amused with, Elaine's amused with herself, and Jerry's just like, you're something.
Oh, really? I interpret it like he's happy for his friend. He thinks she is something.
Oh, I thought there's a hint of sarcasm in there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Out of all of his friends, I feel like Jerry cares about Elaine the most.
Okay. Or he's got the softest spot for her.
Yeah, maybe because they dated. But yeah, interesting you picked up on that. We do know from the first 4 episodes of this season that this is not the Jerry we're used to. This is cold, emotionless Jerry. We'll even get like a mischievous side of him this episode. Actually, in a couple of minutes here, mm-hmm. Poppie walks up, very happy to see Jerry. He even shakes his hand. Did you catch Jerry's reaction?
Oh, he's repulsed. he's dreading having to touch that hand. And he reluctantly grabs it and kind of squirms.
Which is such a great callback to the mm-hmm. pie without even saying, at least in words, what's going on. You really have to be on top of your Seinfeld to get that.
It's funny that Jerry even said in an earlier scene, didn't he get busted by the Board of Health, and yet he's still going to step foot back in Poppie's restaurant?
Right. It seems like it was just a coincidence that the Board of Health shut them down. All we know is Poppie didn't wash his hands, really.
Right. But, that would It makes you wonder. Another thing I noticed is from the pie, Jerry dated Audrey, Poppie's daughter. And Jerry and Audrey are no longer dating. They broke up, most likely over a piece of pie, and as to why she declined it. Poppie is not upset with Jerry in any way, whether it's for no longer dating his daughter or for, I don't know if Poppie knows that, well, Jerry didn't get Poppie busted by the Board of Health, right? They just had complaints.
Yeah, that's a good question. I forget. Part of me thinks Jerry made the call, but it might have just been complaints from other people. Yeah,
I think it was other people complaining. But Poppie has no ill will to Jerry, which is kind of sweet.
Yes,
Poppie's a sweet man. And as we said earlier, the return of Rennie Santoni as Poppie, his second of 4 appearances in Seinfeld.
Yeah, and I didn't pick up on this in the pie. It's more this episode. When he seats them, his delivery is just incredible. There's like that sing-songy quality to it. They sing to each other, Vinny, in Italy.
That's the language. It's a so succulente, so succulente.
He's very happy.
Oh, and there's the repetition.
Yes.
Like you said, the repetete.
Mm-hmm. So succulent, so succulent. Yeah, and Elaine makes the mistake of totally kills the mood here by bringing up Poppie's mother and how proud she must be.
Well, your mother must be very proud of you.
And my mother was taken from my house by the communists in the middle of the night when I was 10 years old. She was sent to a slave labor camp where she labored for 12 years. Finally, they released her, and she was on a boat to America to reunite with us. But she was served some bad fish, and she died on the high seas.
So what's good tonight?
One of my favorite things in comedy is when people are really happy and upbeat, having a good time, smiling, and just like that, the tone shifts and gets really dark. I love that. That is some of my favorite stuff. I'm a big fan of that. You remember Strangers with Candy?
Uh-huh.
Big fan of that show. It's one of my all-time favorites. That happens a lot in that show where people will be smiling, laughing, and someone makes one little innocent comment and the mood just shifts all of a sudden.
What's funny about this scene in particular, Poppie says he does very well, very well. He's got this huge smile on his face. Elaine says, your mother must be very proud. Then he shifts and goes off on this diatribe of his mother, being taken by the communists and passing away. And he's got that angry look on his face. Jerry responds with, so what's good tonight? And then he goes right back to smiles. So that cracked me up as well.
Later, let's skip ahead here. Elaine gets pretty excited for this duck. This is the duck they had to order a few days in advance. Jerry isn't really that impressed, though, with like ordering ahead. He thinks, hey, we could have just stayed home and ordered a pizza from Pechino's.
It's funny you say Pechino's because in alternate takes, Jerry used Bingos.
Oh.
Yeah, Bingos.
What do you like more?
Well, what I like most about Bingos is if you watch the outtakes, Jerry says Bingos, and he kind of cuts Elaine off. Yeah, Bingos. And Elaine, or Julia, loses it.
Well, I got to get a clip now.
I could have stayed home and ordered pizza from Bingo's.
Bingo's.
Funny name, isn't it?
Hilarious. Bingo's.
Yeah, Bingo's.
Don't do this, you.
I forgot about that. That's great.
Love them.
Well, we're talking about Pechino's here. Elaine says, hey, you shouldn't order from Pechino's because the owner contributes a lot of money to those fanatical anti-abortion groups. She won't eat there, and here's that mischievous side of Jerry, which we don't see all that often, at least not until now. He gets an idea.
Well, what if Poppie felt the same way?
Well, I guess I wouldn't eat here then.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, perhaps we should inquire. Poppie? Oh, Poppie. Could I have a word?
Yes, Jerry. I just checked your dog. It is more succulent than even I had hoped.
Poppie, I was just curious. Where do you stand on the abortion issue?
When my mother was abducted by the communists, She was with a child.
Oh, boy.
But the communists, they put an end to that. So on this issue, there's no debate. And no intelligent person can think differently.
Well, Poppy.
And what gives you the right to do that?
The Supreme Court gives me the right to do that. Let's go, Jerry. Come on.
I heard that. Let's go, Henry.
We just got here.
I'm with you, Poppy. Let's go. And I am not coming back.
You're not welcome.
Well, I'm certainly glad I brought it up.
What a fabulous scene. And again, we see the divide between patrons, Elaine, Poppie, as well as, people in the restaurant. And Jerry is so pleased with himself afterwards.
It's a different side of Jerry, an ugly side. But it's the side of Jerry I think I like the most. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of Jerry later on where he gets really OCD. Yeah. And just turns into just a cold bastard. Mm-hmm. I like this side of him where he likes to play with people, just sort of test the waters, see what happens. He didn't plan for this to happen, but it is kind of fun to see this Jerry that's sort of, I don't know, happy with himself.
One other thing that I found kind of interesting was, I think we bring this up frequently on the show, but I feel like shows would be reluctant to tackle this in today's TV climate on a sitcom, given how polarizing an issue it is. But here, Larry and the writers, they traverse the line so carefully, but in a way that's still funny, clever, and is not really, picking a side. Other than we see that Elaine does, is pro-choice.
Well, you have that one old lady I'm with you, Poppy.
Let's go.
I love the line at the top of the clip, though. I wish we could use this in real life, but when Jerry goes, Poppy? Oh, Poppy.
Yeah. Can I have a word?
I don't know how you describe that, but it's cocky, arrogant,
pompous.
Very pompous. Jerry can't wait to ask the question. Just love that. Next scene, we're at Monk's. Jerry finishes telling George the story, and he seems, like you pointed out, Vinny, very happy with himself. Especially when he says, and I have to say, it was pretty much all my fault. George is laughing.
George is also kind of pleased at the experience, I think.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry asks once, twice, how the book is going. What's it all about?
Well, it's about Holly Golightly.
Holly Golightly.
Yeah, she's quite a character.
You haven't read a page, have you?
No.
Well, George finds it pretty hard to concentrate if he's not reading about sports, and the book club meets in just a few days. What's he going to do? Jerry suggests, hey, why don't you just rent the movie instead, which is the perfect idea for George.
See, this is when I like you.
And Kramer approaches. Love this performance here. It's so subtle. Well, maybe subtle is not the right word. It's toned down, which is always interesting to see with someone like Michael, right?
Yes.
So, how was the dinner last night? Oh, well. Did you enjoy the duck? Oh, Elaine, I was just asking how dinner went last night.
Oh, well,
All right, what did you do to Puppy?
nothing.
Well, he's in the hospital, and the cook says you put him there.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I'm gonna go and visit him later. It would be nice if you got him something.
Kramer is quite loyal to his friends or business partners.
I think it's more. I think it's a business partner thing. Yeah.
Well, he's loyal to Jerry. He snubs Gail Cunningham, and he doesn't forget his friends' birthdays. But in this instance, he pledges his allegiance to Poppie.
Yes. I just love that delivery at the end. I'm gonna go visit him later. It would be nice if you got him something. Just love that.
The table bang is nice too.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the silverware rattle.
Next scene, we're on a New York street here. A moving truck is parked to the side. It's the Azari brothers moving and storage.
Mm-hmm. We'll see that. That's named after set designer Tom Azari, and we'll see that again in the Strike episode.
Yeah, that's at the end of the episode when, remember Steve, Denim Vest, gives Elaine a fake number?
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, a fake number? Blimey. So she should know maybe that number Steve gave her was from this moving company. But
That's true. She should have.
And this might be Carl Lazari. Is he one of the brothers?
Perhaps.
Okay. Elaine and Carl are parked. I assume they're outside of her apartment, but it's after their date, and they're really hitting it off. Really good chemistry, making jokes.
yeah.
They even kiss at the end. And I didn't even think of this, but is he taking her out on a date in her truck? Like, he drove her around the city.
Well, I didn't think about that. Is this the same day that they took Jerry's couch to her place?
Well, couldn't have been because Kramer ordered the duck a few days early.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Carl takes his women out in his truck.
It's very much like a Bluth Company stair truck sort of thing.
Ooh, love the connection. Mm-hmm. Carl is played by actor David James Elliott. He plays Carl the moving guy. I think most of us will know him for his tenure on Jag, which aired for 10 years. I didn't realize it went that long. But he was also on the Untouchables TV show, and most recently he starred as John Wayne in the movie Trumbo.
Yeah, with good old Bryan Cranston, Tim Motley himself.
BCTW.
I like this guy a lot. He really fits in that hunky kind of guy without being too dumb.
Mm-hmm. I really like him as a boyfriend for Elaine. I'm actually really sad it didn't work out.
Oh yeah, they're a very attractive couple. He seems really nice. Next scene, we're at a hospital, and I was thinking this is kind of a weird hospital. Where in New York is this?
Hospital, but it looks like a nursing home or something out in the country.
It seems kind of like something you'd see maybe out in Long Island or, in this case, in California, because this is in fact the exterior of Building 5 on the CBS studio lot. This is the home of the writing and production offices. So apparently, like, Jerry and Larry just parked right outside there, like that's where all the writers and crew would park.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. As you mentioned, Vinny, Kramer is visiting Poppy and gives him a gift basket from Jerry and Elaine to apologize for what happened at the restaurant.
What is it? A bottle of wine and a 5-alarm chili? They're trying to kill a Poppy?
He's very upset. It turns out he has a gastrointestinal disorder, and this kind of food would kill him. And he takes it as a complete insult. Also, Jerry and Elaine owe him for the ducks. He had them flown in from Newfoundland. I guess they got good ducks there, huh?
Oh, very good duck.
Yes. Again, you mentioned earlier how he can, dip into something as dark as his mother's death and come right out of it.
Yeah.
Same thing here. He's pissed off at Jerry and Elaine. Oh, yeah, they're very good.
Poppy's like a goldfish.
Oh, there you go.
There was some deleted dialogue there that they clipped out. When Kramer sat down, he talked about his relationship with Elaine. He said, that Elaine, she's a real firebrand, that one. We've had our share of disagreements over the years. She's highly opinionated, but basically, she's a good egg.
I like that. I like how dismissive it is, too. It's like, oh, yeah, she has opinions, but she's okay.
But the moment that Poppy kind of blows up over, discovering what Jerry and Elaine gave him, he goes, I don't know how you could be friends with those two. And Kramer says, well, we're not that close. So he immediately, there's that loyalty we talked about. He throws his close friends of several years under the bus.
It's just business, right? It's just, he's got to keep this relationship with Poppy going, right? So
he's got to make that money.
Well, I don't understand why someone would give another person chili to get better, but
a bottle of wine I could see, but five not even just chili, 5-alarm chili.
So bizarre. Well, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. And before we go to the proper clip, we need to talk about this blooper here, Vinny. Just one of the best. What happens in the clip?
So Elaine shows up to Jerry's apartment, and Jerry opens the door, and Elaine's going to yell out, I'm in love. And she kind of stomps her foot down in a fit of joy, I guess. But it looks like her heel catches her other foot, and she's like, ow! And they gotta cut the scene and start over.
I'm in love.
Whoa.
Oh, God.
You would think with that much walking experience, she wouldn't have made a mistake like that.
Yeah, very good. You're talking about the fork, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's play a clip from the regular episode here.
There's another blooper where they do the take again, and she goes, "I'm in love," and they got to do it again. And then another one where Jerry opens the door and he's like this.
Oh yeah.
He's pointing his fingers up in the air, and Elaine can't even, or Julie can't even get through the line. She's laughing.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I'm in love. Whoa. This is it, Jerry. This is it. He is such an incredible person. He's real. He's honest. He's unpretentious. Oh, I'm really lucky.
Did you tell him I was sorry I didn't offer him the drink?
No, I forgot. Oh, the best part is he doesn't play games. You know, there are no games.
No games? What is the point of dating without games? How do you know if you're winning or losing?
Well, all I know is he doesn't like games and he doesn't play games. You know, he has too much character and integrity.
Uh-huh. And what is his stand on abortion? What is his stand on abortion?
Well, I'm sure he's pro-choice.
How do you know?
Because he's just so good looking.
Well, you should probably ask, because if he's going to be coming over with those Pequino's pizzas, could be trouble.
First of all, it is so heartwarming to see Elaine so happy. I can't recall her being this happy in the series.
Yeah, there was a girlfriend of George's from like season 4 or 5. Maybe it was the conversion, where you really felt like he was in love with her. Mm-hmm. And I get that from Elaine here. Like, I'm really...
Oh, genuine.
Yeah, like this could be the one. And, you know, leave it to Jerry. Again, this side of Jerry we've never really seen before, where he's just like, ooh, I can't wait to bring this person down.
I'm really disappointed in him because, like, Elaine, I feel like has a true shot at happiness. Mm-hmm. And again, this is a sitcom. No hugging, no learning. But I would think if Jerry is your friend, he would... Not everything has to be a joke with him.
When he's stirring that tea, or he's got the tea bag.
He's steeping the tea. What is his stand? Steep on abortion. And you can't even you hear the laughing, but Elaine is applying lipstick and she becomes distracted by Jerry's response. Turns her head, lipstick goes all over her cheek. The what? And Jerry has to repeat himself. What about a stance on abortion? I'm bummed that Jerry has to always go for the funny.
Oh, really? Oh, God, yeah.
Well, it's a classic scene, one of the best in Seinfeld history, but Elaine could have gotten out years ago. I
mean, we are biased. Out of all the characters, we probably want to see Elaine, you know, be the one to get out, be happy, you know, have a normal life. But it is funny because this is... I mean, who doesn't want to do this, you know? You probably want to do it with me all the time. You know, everyone has their convictions and their beliefs, but there's always that gray area. Well, what if this is the situation? You know, what if you're against abortion, but what if, you know, someone in your family needed to get an abortion? Would you feel different? You know, it's calling people out basically on their beliefs. And I think it helps people realize that there's no black and white issue. You know, there's always some gray area.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I have a couple friends who are a couple. One's conservative, one's Republican, one is liberal, Democrat. Yet they're married, and they will disagree over politics, but, you know, love found a way. But, oh, God.
So they're not like Elaine and Carl.
Well, but in Elaine's point of view, like that, she draws the line there. Like that, she can't be in a relationship. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see Elaine's convictions here.
Absolutely. What about you? Are there any, like deal...
Oh, I'm pro-life.
Yeah, I know. Don't you have a rally to get to?
Baby.
Are there any like issues though? And we don't have to get, you know, deep into politics here, but are there any like deal breakers for you? You know, if you were dating a girl where you're like, oh, I can't be with someone like this, and please make it as vain and trivial as possible.
The only one that comes to mind really is smoking.
Oh, okay.
So I do agree with Elaine where I couldn't even off the bat, you know, get over the smoking thing.
Well, for me, it's really stupid. I'd be like, well, if she doesn't like Seinfeld, then can't be with her.
Empire Strikes Back is not her favorite Star Wars. Get out of here, sweetheart.
But yeah, smoking definitely is, I think, the more like realistic deal breaker for sure.
I don't know. I've tried to mimic Jerry's line of "could be trouble." I can't. I can't do it. I wish I could.
Why can't you do it?
It just. I don't know how he gets his voice that.
Could be trouble like that.
But it's like low but high at the same time. You can't do it.
Well, there you go.
It's really good.
Now, Vinny, you are the deleted scene guy. There was a lot of material cut from the scene.
There was. Kramer entered, and there was dialogue between Kramer kind of continuing to berate Jerry and Elaine for how thoughtless their gift was for Poppie. Kramer says, "Listen, you two bird brains. He's riddled with gastrointestinal maladies. He's not allowed to touch a spice, and alcohol could kill him altogether." And Elaine turns to Jerry and criticizes Jerry's decision. "See, we shouldn't have got that chili." And Jerry kind of innocently says, "I heard it was good for nasal congestion."
Oh, so that's why someone would give a sick person chili.
Opens the sinuses right up. That part of that deleted scene is in the blooper as well, with Kramer.
Oh, nice.
Kramer saying bird brains.
Bird brains. Well, next scene, we're at Champagne Video.
Hey, is that the same Champagne Video from the smelly car?
I think so. You don't have, what's his name? I want to say Corey Haines. Oh, Courtney Gaines. I think is his name.
Corey Haim?
There's Corey Haim, Courtney Gaines, I think. Courtney Gaines is from The Burbs. You ever see The Burbs?
Is this the Mater D?
What? Wait.
I mean, from Seinfeld. The car sticking you.
Oh, no. I was thinking of the video store clerk, the guy behind the counter.
Oh,
redhead.
that guy. Yeah. Okay.
Using the Burbs, but he's not working. It's a different guy this time. George is finding out that breakfast at Tiffany's is sold out, or checked out rather. He's desperate since he's been to 4 other places, and he's like, "Hey, maybe we could call the people who have the movie to return it, or hell, even tell him where they live, and he can pick it up when they're done." But the clerk has to explain that's not how we do things. And as the clerk goes to help another customer, George just leans over the counter and, checks out the renter's contact info from the computer.
It's a violation of renter's rights.
I think so.
Patton Oswalt plays the video store clerk, and his is it smugness with George, or I don't know? Oh, sorry, we don't do that, or we can't do that.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Oh yeah, I think he knows George is an idiot, and he's kind of just having to placate this moron standing across the counter from him. But
it's a typical Patton Oswalt delivery.
Yeah, the famed comedian Patton Oswalt, his first TV appearance, known for his incredible stand-up. He was a regular on King of Queens, as well as the lead voice in Ratatouille.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the main rat.
Oh, Remy. I'm serious. The rat's name is Remy.
Say it like Elaine.
Remy.
Thank you.
We're gonna meet a Remy this episode.
That's true. Too much to handle. And if you look to George's right, our left.
It's oddly specific.
You'll see Deck McKenzie, Jerry Seinfeld stand-in, who Patton Oswalt will go to help after George.
There you go.
It kind of bums me out, this scene, because the video store as we know it from Seinfeld is or has already become extinct. Everything has gone the way of streaming, and we have lots of scenes that take place at video stores. We got George meeting with Susan to discuss her metamorphosis. Jerry and Elaine looking at the porno and the stakeout.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a fine boy. He's a public fornicator. And of course, we can't forget Vincent and Gene of Vincent and Gene's Picks.
Oh, yeah.
It's sad that you can't go to like a Blockbuster and whenever you see the cover and it's laminated, and then you see it's kind of jutting out, meaning there's the stock box underneath, which means they have it in stock.
Yeah,
I love that feeling. It's there, like new release, and they had one left.
You can always, and I do this every other weekend, I still go to the library to rent movies. I mean, they still have VHS and DVD, Blu-ray, everything. In fact, they have a lot of new releases too. So check out your local library, everyone. But we get an act break, and next scene, we are in the lobby of an apartment building. I don't even want to set this clip up.
Yes?
Excuse me, are you Joe Temple?
Yes.
Yes, you don't know me. My name is George Costanza. Did you happen to rent breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yes. That voice,
Yes.
none other than the famous Joe Temple.
We should set this up. You and I love. Again, we say this every episode, so who cares?
Yeah.
Love saying yes, like Joe Temple does.
His delivery is impeccable. It's the best delivery of yes in the series.
Yeah, so whenever I ask Vinny a question and the answer is
yes,
you will say it just like that. So George arrives at the Temple's apartment to see if he can get buzzed up to watch Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Hey, did you know in an earlier version of the draft he was known as Joe Sample?
Joe Sample?
That sounds made up.
Joe Temple is so much better.
Has to be, yeah.
Joe Sample? Yeah, I don't like that.
Why not call him Joe Snapple?
Okay. Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Jerry is reading on the couch. He's really enjoying it. Got his newspaper, got his legs up. This is when Kramer pops in. Speaking of popping in, Poppie is visiting, and tonight is the big night for Kramer to make the first test pizza at the restaurant.
Hey, you got a regular Manhattan Project going on over there.
That's great.
Hey, Poppie's popping in.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. So Poppie stops by as well. Poppie pops in so he can get the money owed for the duck. And Jerry, nice guy Jerry, comes out here. I'm really sorry again. This time it's about the gift basket. And how does Poppie respond? Like, he's not his old self where he's like, hey, no problem.
He's not, nah. He's like, could you just give me the money? I'll be on my way.
Yeah, I'll get out of here. So while Jerry goes to the bedroom to get the money...
I want you to sit down, Poppie. You're still recuperating. Well, you tired, Poppie?
No.
Hey, Poppie. You really think people want to make their own pizza?
Kramer, did I ever tell you about my mother? My mother.
There you go. Anyway, I'm sorry again about the
what?
So long, huh? I'll see you tonight, bud. All right?
Kramer, what is this?
What is what?
This puddle on my sofa.
What puddle?
That puddle.
I don't know.
Is it? Could it? Could he have? It is! Poppie peed on my sofa!
Sure?
Well, what is it then? My new sofa! Poppie peed on my new sofa!
Sure, it'll come out.
I don't care if it comes out. I can't sit on that anymore.
You're making too much of it.
Yeah, you're right. Just a natural human function. Happens to be on my sofa instead of in the toilet where it would normally be.
Oh, man. Another classic Seinfeld scene. One of my favorites.
Maybe the best scene from the episode, really.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk about like how iconic it is and the humor.
What do you think of, when you think of the couch? What are you thinking of?
Yeah,
You think of Poppie peed on my sofa.
I also think of the later scene with the cucumbers, but this, when it comes to couch, the title and what happens.
And visually, you got Jerry and Kramer standing there, and that you got the hands waving, the voice cracks. And Jerry will always be a little kid. Poppie peed on my new sofa,
And what's so funny, and it wasn't planned, is that water that Kramer's drinking just goes everywhere. Like, gets in Jerry's mouth. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere.
And the crowd howls at that moment.
Even Rennie, the actor who plays Poppie, said in an interview how that's like the biggest laugh he ever got of his career. And he's off stage. You know what I mean? He's like back in the hallway when everyone's going crazy. So...
It's also kind of fun to think about the logistics of that scene because it starts off with Jerry, as you said, he's laying on the couch. He's got newspapers under his feet. So some of the newspapers there, and he's reading another portion of the newspaper. But already the soaked cushion is there. It's already in place.
The crew already put a liquid down on the couch.
Right. So then Kramer comes in. He brings in Poppie. Jerry puts the other newspaper on top. So you get the stack of newspapers sitting on the pee stain. And when Rennie Santino sits down, he kind of hovers right over the spot and then removes the newspapers out of the way. So the crowd is, unaware of what's about to happen. So it was a really perfectly blocked out and well thought out scene.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I never noticed that. I always thought, especially after Poppie leaves, and like Jerry and Kramer look at the pee stain, it always looked like it was added in post.
Well, if you, I've done this. If you look, I've done this. If you look closely, you can see when he removes the newspapers, you can see the stains already there.
Really?
There's a little bit of shadow.
Shadow.
But it's there.
All right, sorry.
It's there.
Interesting. Okay. It tests. So instead of going to the temples, we're going to just combine all of those together. So let's go to the moving truck. Elaine is on another date with Carl. They're really hitting it off, like you can feel the passion, like the two of them. I don't know. I really buy that when it's like, you're all I think about. Like, do you think about me? It's really sweet.
Oh, and like she said, he doesn't play games, and he's not withholding. Look at me being withholding how much he cares about her. He's all in, telling her how much he thinks about her. Do you think about me? Again, on the date, they're in the Azari Moving Brothers truck. And did you notice they're parked outside the frozen yogurt shop?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I hope they went to go get frozen yogurt.
Oh, GC, yeah. I'm surprised that place is still in business.
That's true. They took the fat out.
But Elaine decides to test the waters, and what's the story she tells?
Recently, I've been thinking about this friend of mine. She got impregnated by her troglodytic half-brother and decided to have an abortion.
Someday we're going to get enough people in the Supreme Court to change that law. That's right, the Supreme Court.
Thanks for that. I haven't laughed like that since I was a little girl.
What's
That's
that What's that
Jim
from?
Carrey says that in Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh, right.
It's like, I haven't laughed like that since I was a little girl.
Jeez, we're all over the place. But we find out here that Carl is, of course, anti-abortion. So there you go.
And Julia and Elaine breaks down into tears because she knows the relationship is over at that moment.
It's
at least in her
perfect.
eyes.
It's that great Julia reaction take of just immediate tears. Oh God.
Oh, and again, I'm freaking Jerry.
Yeah, well, it's also kind of Elaine's fault too, because you would think that love, whatever, conquers all, where you could maybe move past this. But, Elaine has her beliefs and she's going to stick to them.
And again, just for those who want a fun word to insert into their vocabulary, a troglodyte is a person who lives in a cave, a hermit, a person who is regarded as being deliberately ignorant or old-fashioned.
That, to me, makes more sense than the whole
cave dweller.
Well, I mean, I guess it's, there's some overlap there, but I never knew what that word meant. In fact, that similar to supercilious.
Yeah.
That's another word I learned from Seinfeld. So nice job. Let's cut over to the temples. George is outside the apartment. Sorry, real quick. I love this. This is one of my favorite George side stories. I don't think it gets enough love, but I love the Temple family and just the contrast of someone like George with this totally normal New York family. He's speaking to the father in the doorway, and Joe doesn't seem too thrilled to meet George. But, after hearing his dilemma, he decides to invite him in to watch the movie with his daughter, Remy.
Hold on for 1 second, though. First of all, let's talk about his awesome New York accent. He goes, well, I was going to watch it with my daughter.
Oh,
she loves Audrey Hepburn. Oh, he says daughter. He hits that daughter. I'm not doing it justice. The reference to Audrey Hepburn as a delicate flower.
Oh, right.
Which we both love. But here's what I think is interesting. Rather than... I have a little bit less sympathy for the Temples, Joe in particular, because rather than just shutting the door on this nut who's in front of him, trying to barge his way into their house, he wants to kind of inquire as to, why don't you just read the book? He has to know. What's the deal, George?
I did gloss over that. It is odd that Joe would be so cool letting George, this stranger, into his apartment with his daughter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like that makes me like the Joe character even more. Where he's like
good-hearted.
He's like, all right,
yeah,
this is really weird, but okay. Speaking
of Joe, Robert Hooks plays Joe Temple. Did you know he was born in Washington D.C.?
Oh, look at you,
hometown boy. He also appears in the Diplomats Club episode. He was in Passenger 57, as well as Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. Now, I know Jerry will tell you Wrath of Khan is the superior picture.
Oh, man. He seems like he's someone with the Federation. I don't think he's I don't know, like a Klingon or anything like that.
You would know better than me.
Okay. We also meet his daughter, Remy, who is, whenever I include her picture in our trivia round, the ID round, it's my favorite image. It's just her staring at George, like not smiling.
From this episode or the Diplomats Club?
This episode, in the doorway, just staring at him, just not happy.
Oh, yeah, she's not. And then she looks at her dad like, we're doing what?
Yes.
Remy is played by Diana Theodore. She also reprises her role in the Diplomats Club, and she was in a Very Brady sequel.
Oh, I know that movie. I wonder who she played in that.
She plays somebody's daughter.
Okay.
In the movie.
Well, let's jump ahead. Joe's inviting George in. Remy's not too happy about it. Regardless, later they're all on the couch. And do you find it weird that not only that Joe brought George in, but that he puts his daughter between himself and George?
I would think he would want a little bit of buffer zone between George and his daughter. Yeah,
that is like, and I know it's a TV show, but that is the only thing that just seems really, or the main thing that seems wrong about this scene is like, yeah, I'll let my daughter sit next to the stranger.
Well, I think she has to be there for the sake of she's going to steal George's arm.
Well, yeah, but
if you're looking in real life terms,
from Joe's perspective, yeah. Anyways, they're on the couch, and this is when George, it's so typical, he asks for something to nosh, like popcorn.
Popcorn? Where do you think you are?
Love her attitude. It's so good. Joe gives in, though, and he's like, hey, here's some nuts.
Ew, nuts. Excellent. You know what I love? How there's two nuts named after people. Hazel and Filbert.
Can we watch the movie now?
Hey, let's turn off the lights and get some real movie atmosphere in here.
Again, I don't think this makes like top 10 lists of like the best George moments, but I just love how, I don't know, he's just overstaying his welcome, like right from the get-go.
He wasn't even welcome to begin with. Did Frank and Estelle not teach him proper etiquette? Barging into someone's house, then feed me. You're nice to let me watch this movie.
Sorry. Well, actually, let's jump ahead here a little bit to the temples. We'll stay here. Later on, you hear Moon River playing on the TV. George is looking a little choked up, and this is when Mrs. Temple arrives, who is very confused why there's a stranger sitting next to her daughter. And, she starts talking to her husband, Joe, about, I don't know, someone they know who's sick, who might be dying. And George does that little, shh, can you quiet down?
It just is very hard to follow with all the talking.
And while the movie is paused, so the couple can talk, George goes to get another glass of grape juice. And this is that moment, Vinny, you mentioned, where Remy takes his seat and tells her mom he's just some guy cheating on his test.
So, we watching the movie or we still talking? Okay, come on, let's go.
What?
Come on, you took my seat.
It's not your seat.
What? I was sitting there, come on.
You didn't save it.
I had the arm, Joe.
What's the difference?
Well, I was very comfortable. I got my nuts here.
This is my couch.
All right, come on, scooch up. Hey,
Wait,
come on. Scooch up, stop being like a junior.
Look what you did! You got grape juice all over our couch. You ruined our couch.
Joe.
That's another fun one to say. Joe. Oh, try it at home, everybody.
Joe. I like that. Yeah, so this is what the scene leads to. George spilling grape juice all over their couch. And just, all in all, being a real the entire time.
I can't think of a more perfect situation for the husband and wife to be discussing a friend who's dying And then you have this jackass who just wants to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He should be grateful they let him into their apartment to watch the movie, but he needs his snacks. And can you keep it down? I'm trying to watch this movie here.
This is really George 2.0. You know, the old George would get it. You know, he would try to be really careful. He'd tiptoe.
Mm-hmm. Tippy-toe.
There's no like middle ground. You know, he's like, please let me in, please. I really need to watch it, to basically making himself at home.
Yeah.
Like, got my nuts here.
It's a wonderful scene as a result, but damn. Whew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about the mom, though. Denise Dowse plays Mrs. Temple. Hey, we previously saw her in The Wallet as the receptionist. So could she be? Could she?
It is.
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
Not.
Not.
I don't think she is a double dipper. What do you think?
I don't know if we had this debate back in The Wallet, but she's one of those, you know, gray characters where she might be the same person in both episodes. I always lean towards, if there's nothing disproving they're a double dipper, then they are.
I'm thinking she works at the doctor's office. Mm-hmm. Is it Dr. Denbrow?
I think so.
Or Kim?
Happens to be a friend of your son.
So I like to think she works at the doctor's office, and maybe that's kind of how she like is keeping tabs on this Duncan character as well. But regardless, she works at the doctor's office. We never learn her name. So I think that's just her profession, and she is Mrs. Temple in both episodes.
It's definitely one of those characters like that old woman at the movie theater, like, you know, I am here, they are not, to, shouldn't you be wearing the bucket?
Betty.
Yeah, move along, Betty. Like, that could be the same character. There's no, well, actually, that's different, because those scenes are very similar. I don't know. It's up to you. Let's cut over to Poppie's. This is the other classic scene from the episode. Kramer's in the kitchen with Poppie. He's got his chef's hat on. He's surrounded by pizza toppings, tossing pizza dough into the air.
Yeah, not tomorrow.
And cucumbers.
Wait a second. What is that?
It's cucumbers.
No. You can't put a cucumbers on a pizza.
Well, why not? I like cucumbers.
That's not a pizza. It'll taste terrible.
Yeah, but that's the idea. You make your own pie.
Yes, but we cannot give the people the right to choose any topping they want. Now, on this issue, there can be no debate.
What gives you the right to tell me how I would make my pie?
Because it's a pizza.
It's not a pizza till it comes out of the oven.
It's a pizza the moment you put your fist in the dough.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Genius, brilliant, should be award-winning. What else can you say about this scene? It's so perfectly written.
Yeah, it's brilliant, man. It's, again, I want to hear from some of our listeners, and don't be shy. Like, was there ever a point watching the show that you remember when you didn't get the joke here? Did you think it was just about pizzas? Because I think it works just being an argument about pizza dough. You're like, when is it a pizza?
What a stroke of brilliance to come up with this metaphor.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. And, you know, again, Poppie is only in, 4 episodes, really? Really, I would say this is Poppie's big episode, because I know he shows up again in The Doorman.
Oh, yeah. Very
briefly.
Small, though.
Mm-hmm.
But
and the finale, very brief.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, his
time to shine.
Yeah, his episode for sure.
You know, you said Rennie Santino's only been in, or Santoni has only been in 4 episodes of Seinfeld, but he's like a Hall of Famer among Seinfeld actors to come on, I think. Like, his character is one of the all-time greats, even though he's only been in 4 episodes.
I think most Seinfeld fans would include Poppie in like their top, I don't know, like 20 secondary characters. Like, he's in there.
Yeah.
I'd put him up there with Mickey, with Babu, with Kenny Bania. 100%, absolutely. And, you know, I think that has, you know, something to do with the writing, of course, but it really has a lot to do with the performance. I'm actually going to miss Poppie, really. It's kind of sad. Like, this is sort of all we get.
Yeah.
With the exception of those cameos later on. But let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Jerry is showing Elaine the pee stain. Now he needs his old couch back since he's, you know, getting rid of this one. And what's he going to do with the pee couch?
George is taking it.
Well, doesn't he know it was peed on?
He said he doesn't care. We'll just turn the cushion over.
Perfect.
Typical George. And what's great is we're going to get to see that come to fruition in a later episode.
Planting a seed there for sure. So
I love the move that Jerry does when Elaine kind of sympathetically asks, "Do you want your old couch back?" I was hoping you'd offer.
Yeah, sure.
He was waiting for it.
Well, Jerry buzzes up the moving guys, and he gets the lowdown from Elaine that she and Carl are not a number anymore. And we cut over to Elaine's apartment, and Elaine is breaking up with Carl in the kitchen. First time we're seeing the kitchen. And it's kind of funny, they don't have the whole set built yet. Normally he would walk through that swinging door to go into the living room. Instead, he walks towards the camera, which I always thought was just a wall there, once we get to know her set.
Right, but it's fun, going back and rewatching these episodes, it's like, why is he walking toward us when there's nothing?
Where's he going?
What are you doing down there? It kind of reminds me of the mail and bonding episode again, when you have the two elderly women walking off the stage in the video store. If you're dead, you're dead. You're not going anywhere.
Right.
And that always bugged Larry David that they took that step off of the set, which there could be steps in a video store, but this reminds me of that same situation.
I like all the season 1 talk. And I'm only going to say this so you don't get mad, but that was the stakeout.
Okay, no, I welcome that because
Okay.
I'm mincing episodes here, so please, I'm butchering it.
So we've talked about the robbery, the stakeout, and mail and bonding. Wow, in season 6. I like that.
Pretty cool.
Anyways, as Carl walks away, Elaine offers him a grape juice, and Carl says, "Throw it." And she does. We hear it crash, and
The couch!
hey, that's the name of the show.
Oh.
Yeah, and we end on that very interesting still of Elaine making that face. Great. Vinny's doing it right now. It's perfect.
Who throws a bottle of grape juice glass overhand?
Oh, was that an overhand toss? That's no good.
if you even think about throwing a drink at somebody, you underhand that shit.
Absolutely. Well, let's move over to Monks for the epilogue, I guess. You got George sitting with his girlfriend's book club in the back booth. She's one smart cookie. He's sitting there like a bump on a log as she dissects Holly and, talks about her being this independent character. And George makes the mistake of speaking up, saying, bear in mind, Holly did get together with George Papard. I mean, Fred.
Matt, Fred's gay.
He's Yeah, nice little ending there.
And hey, we see Jessica Hecht for the first time as Lindsay, the girlfriend.
Yeah, so I didn't know what we should do here because we know Lindsay will be in next week's episode.
The gymnast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't say it yet.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers.
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about her here now, or maybe we should save that for next week.
All right. Well, I don't have a lot, but we'll save it till next week.
All right.
Stay tuned to find out what she was in.
It is weird, though, that she is known as Lindsay in next week's episode, but in this week's episode, she's credited as Marie.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's Lindsay Marie.
Hey, all right. You solved it.
See?
It's just funny because we have these double dippers, the actor playing two different characters. Is this a double dipper situation?
What you're saying is that she's playing Marie this week and then
they break
girlfriend,
up.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Well, she wears her hair differently.
Yeah, so two different girlfriends next week.
It's exhausting being friends with you.
I bet. Funny though, we get an epilogue here, and this is, I think, the third week in a row that we are not getting closing stand-up.
I'm anticipating stand-up now. I'm like, where is it? And
yeah.
There's nothing left on the disc.
It's crazy because I kind of, I disagreed with you when you said, hey, we're never going to get closing stand-up again. I think we'll get it a few more times, but you weren't kidding when you're like, this is the time where you're going to see the shift into these epilogues, these post-credit sequences.
I miss it. I think I miss it because I'm so accustomed to, great stand-up, at the end of the episode now. And it feels like something's missing. So
something's missing, all right.
But it just feels like the show's getting clipped off prematurely. We're not getting to see the closing stand-up, but that's okay.
Well, Vinny, should we move on to our ratings and reviews?
Yeah, I guess.
So, what do you think?
Matt, would you say this episode's doing quite well for itself?
Very well, very well. Do you think it's succulent?
So succulent, so succulent.
Yeah, this is a great episode, man. I think you really hit the nail on the head when you mentioned that Poppy is one of these great, side characters. And this is his episode to shine. Even though he debuts in The Pie, this is just the perfect Poppy episode. It's got that iconic pea-stained couch. It's got the, I think, brilliant abortion running gag, especially in Poppy's restaurant, and all those people storm out to, talking about it euphemistically, as a pizza. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what do you think?
When I saw this one was on deck for this week, I was so excited to talk about this one and to rewatch it, and it did not disappoint. I love this episode. I don't think the writers intend to do this, where they're like, let's take a really divisive topic and let's explore that in the realm of comedy. But it just so happens that this particular episode fits with, they talked about masturbation, which was taboo. Again, like we talked about, it's not polarizing, but it's still something you didn't hear about on comedic television in the 90s. Then they talked about being outed. Mm-hmm. And now
I wasn't even in.
Here's another subject of abortion, and they found a way to do it with levity. So that was great. Like, Larry David wrote this episode. It has Larry David written all over it. And
right there, I absolutely agree. You can tell when it's a Larry David script, especially when we're doing our show, because when we're taking notes, it's so much easier to take notes.
There's stuff you can pick out and be like, ooh, that's a thing right there. That's a thing. Yeah.
But everything like flows. I do little mini summaries of each scene, and it's so even though I can really ramble, go on and on. When I summarize each scene, it's so succinct and simple. It's not overly complicated. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of this, shoehorned in information. It's just so streamlined.
And therein lies the genius of Larry David and his writing. Mm-hmm. And
sorry,
Poppy,
I interrupted you.
No, I like that. Please share. But Rennie Santoni as Poppy. I think I'm pronouncing that right?
I hope you've been mispronouncing it the whole time. I just hope his name turns out to be Remy. That would really make me happy.
Yeah, Yeah. But as we said, Rennie Santoni just crushes it in this episode. It's chock full of Poppy. Mm-hmm. And the whole Elaine storyline, finding this love that could have been the one, and Jerry takes it away from her. And George with the temples. Like, it's such a tiny little scene with George watching this movie at Joe and Remy Temple's house. And
it's such a great scenario. I just love that idea of a stranger going over to someone's house to watch the video. It's incredible. But Vinny, the question is, does this crack your top 20?
I'm thinking yes, it does crack my...
I heard it in there at first.
No, this does crack my top 20, and it almost cracks my top 10. So
wow,
I'm gonna,
really?
Yeah, I just really had fun watching this episode this week.
Just for
fun.
Chow fun. Just for some context, in your 11 to 20, you've got the movie, the airport, lip reader, parking spot, boyfriend, pen. You've got some classics in there.
I know, but the couch is scratching me right where I itch. So I'd like to oust the Chinese restaurant, number 20, right? Mm-hmm. Sorry to see you go. That was a great ep. I think I'm going to make this my number... It sounds like 11! So it's going to go in between the Bubble Boy and the movie for me now.
All right, your Bubble Boy is number 10 and movie is number 12. You got the couch at number 11. That's incredible.
I'm peeing all over my top 20. Look out.
Well, I'm surprised that you ranked it so high. I do love this episode, but man, that is a treasured top 10 for me. I don't think it's going to crack that. It is going to crack my top 20, though. I'm going to put it... Stuff. Well, number 20, the puffy shirt. You're out of there. I'm going to put the couch between... I'm going to put it at number 14. So it's going between the Chinese restaurant and another season 6 episode, The Big Salad. So there you go. Number 14 for the couch. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Vinny. I like it when we can both crack our top 20.
I didn't think you were going to crack this week.
So I cracked.
Nice cracking with you. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. We have a Twitter, a Tumblr, a Facebook, and an Instagram page.
Right on. Vinny, this is crazy. We are now in the second half of our Seinfeld, what do we call this, retrospective?
Sure.
It's not a rewatch, it's not a recap, it's a retrospective. Second half, we're past episode 90-91, which is the halfway mark.
We are here.
What episode do we have next week?
Katya. We are discussing the 6th episode of Season 6, The Gymnast.
Oh, Vinny, you okay?
Yeah, I tried to do a reverse hecht off my couch and I didn't make it.
Well, for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Poppie does very well, very well.